Oh no! Mikey, did you hear that? Apparently there's something horrible going on outside the house. We have to go find out what it is right now. Hey, Mr. Officer. What's going on here and why are there so many soldiers on the streets?
Hello, JJ. Hello, Mikey. Unfortunately, we don't have good news. We need all the villagers to seek shelter immediately. A terrible virus is spreading around the world, and that's why we're taking all the villagers to a safer place. If you don't believe me, see for yourself. All the villagers are lined up, ready to get on the buses and start the journey. From now on, you have to decide whether you're going to come with us or if you're going to fend for yourself.
Oh no! Mikey, what the police officer said is really real. Unfortunately, the virus he spoke about is really spreading, but I never imagined that it would reach our village so quickly. And that is horrible. Therefore, we really need to start organizing our things right now. I believe that it is much better that we stay together in this and not go with the villagers, and I will explain to you why right now. If we go with the villagers, we will most certainly go to a place that will have many more people than anywhere else. Therefore, the chance of mass contamination in these places will be much greater and more serious. Therefore, it is better that we go as quickly as possible to a place separate from any other place that the population is going to. Therefore, I am sure that we will be able to resolve this as quickly as possible by building a base exclusively for us. So, let's keep gathering our things and leave the village as quickly as possible, even before the villagers leave, because that way, we'll be able to greatly reduce the chance of us being infected if someone in the village has already been infected too. Unfortunately, we don't have any defense equipment yet, but I'm sure I know where to find a lot of equipment if necessary. So, I already know exactly where we'll be able to build our base so that nothing bad happens to me and Mikey, unless we make a very serious mistake, which would be very bad. However, I'm sure that if everything goes well, we'll be able to save ourselves until a vaccine is invented to cure this horrible virus. Now that we're finishing getting all the things, let's also get some fruits and vegetables that are planted in the village in case we need to plant more in the future if our food runs out. That way, we'll always have a good source of food. We also have to go to a place that has water so that the plantation can function perfectly without any problems. Now, our biggest problems are protecting ourselves. Therefore, the only tool we will have will be for defense, and at the same time, to do all the daily activities that will be my super red axe. It will really be the only form of defense that we will have until we find the new equipment that I'm sure is very close to the place that I'm going to take Mikey to make our base. Hey, Mikey, do you have any ideas of what we can do so that everything goes well and that we survive until the vaccine is invented for this virus? I'm sure you're very intelligent too and will have many good ideas for this.
JJ, I think you've summed up everything we can do very well. And that's great! I think we really need to be careful with all of this. And I know almost exactly where you want our base to be. However, I also know that this location is very close to the city hospital, and that could be very bad, because I'm almost certain that there will be people infected with this virus there. Therefore, we need to find new equipment as quickly as possible so that all of this doesn't reach us. And if it does, we'll only be able to defend ourselves if we have this equipment. Now, let's get to this location as quickly as possible. We'll be the first people to leave the village, and that's great. We'll be there soon. It's not very far, but I'm sure it's very safe, and it's one of the safest places on the island, if not the best of all.
Very good, Mikey. We're finally finding the place I told you about. It's very close to the beginning of the sea that covers the island. And there's the place I told you would be the perfect place to find incredible equipment. Well, that's the ship abandoned by the army when they came to our city. So, there must be a lot of forgotten equipment there too. And this will be great for us to get and defend ourselves as quickly as possible. These will be very scary days, but I'm sure everything will work out. Now we're ready to start building our base. Here are all the items I got. In addition, our things like tents and beds are inside this red suitcase, which is a super suitcase with items that are only used in emergency situations. Now, Mikey will be in charge of watching the surrounding areas and also covering the caves so that we won't be attacked by large animals or by people infected by the virus. So, I believe our next step is to actually go to the hospital and see if there are people infected by the virus there. If they do, we will need to go immediately to the abandoned ship to get as much equipment as possible and return to the hospital and eliminate any and all traces of the virus that are still inside. This way, we will rid our village and our island of any possibility of having this virus there again. I also hope that the soldiers can protect our fellow villagers and that nothing bad happens to them, because that would be horrible. They are all our friends too, and we don't want anything bad to happen to them. Therefore, we will do our best to help them too. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Comment on what you would do to protect yourselves from this horrible virus that has reached our village, and also where you would hide. We really enjoy interacting with you, and your comments help me and Mikey to always discover what we have to do so that our adventure is always incredible. Now, it's time to continue making our base camp because it will soon be night, and we will need to spend our first super scary night in this place. So watch the video until the end to see all the adventures we will have today.
A few moments later.
Hey, JJ. All the caves are already properly closed, and everything is ready for us to explore the hospital to find out if everything is okay there or if the virus has spread. From what I've seen so far, it's really a horrible situation there, because I haven't seen any movement of cars or ambulances to bring patients, which means that everyone inside has already been infected by the virus, and that's horrible.
That's it, Mikey. Now, it's time to go to the abandoned police ship. That's where we'll find the necessary equipment to explore the hospital and finally destroy any and all chances of the virus continuing to spread on our island and also in our village. I'm sure it'll be very scary, but it's incredible to be able to do this to help all our villager friends and even our police friends. I can't wait to see their reactions when they return to the village and see that we're already back living there because we managed to solve everything. Besides, Mikey and I already talked before coming here, and I'm going to get the equipment and explore the hospital alone, while Mikey will stay on the ship exploring any and all interesting things that might be useful to us in this great adventure that we still have ahead of us. I'm sure that this way we'll be able to divide the activities well, since Mikey is very scared when it comes to facing monsters, and also places where he knows he might find bad people. So, I'll do it alone while Mikey explores the ship. However, I'm sure that everything will be fine, and that soon we'll be able to meet again, and together we'll go back and make the village fully habitable again. I'm sure that inside the ship Mikey will find everything he needs to create incredible antidotes that will help us not run the risk of being contaminated by the virus. Therefore, I won't even worry if I get hit by one of the zombies that were infected, because I know that as soon as Mikey comes back, everything will go back to normal, and I'll be able to easily get the virus out of my body using the antidotes. So, the time is finally coming. I'll finally go back to the island and start heading towards the hospital to finally face all those infected by the virus. Unfortunately, those who have already been completely infected are beyond saving, and so I'll eliminate them. It's very sad because sometimes I even know who they all are, but there's nothing we can do, so we really have to face them all, even though it's very scary, as we know it is. However, it's for a good cause, and I'm sure I won't have any weight on my conscience after doing this. I found incredible weapons, and I'm sure they'll be very useful for this, and I can't wait to use them all. Besides that, I also found an iron pickaxe, so if I get stuck somewhere, I'll be able to break the blocks to get out of the dangerous place and get back to safety. And finally, it's time to face the infected people who even look like zombies. I'm sure it'll be very scary, but I'm sure I'll be able to eliminate them. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to help me defeat all the people infected by the virus and save me and Mikey. And there's the hospital. I'm finally getting closer, and it's amazing. With every step I take closer to the hospital, I'm getting more nervous, because at the same time that I'm very excited, I'm also very scared. However, I'm much more excited than nervous. I can already feel the presence of many infected people just by looking here from afar, and the battle will begin right now. Just look at this. There really are many people infected by zombies in there, and it's horrible. However, now I know that all the virus that is infecting the village is really coming from this hospital. So, it's time to do my job and defeat all these infected people. I'm sure that the police officers just didn't do it because they were very scared. So it's not a problem, because I can solve this myself, because I prefer to risk my life to save my friends than to watch everyone suffer. And look how incredible. I'm actually managing to face all of them alone, and that's incredible. I'm even managing to defeat at least all of the ones that are in my sight. So, it's time to explore the entire hospital to find out if any other infected people are trapped inside the rooms too. I know there aren't any on any of the other floors of the building, because the one upstairs had already been closed due to suspected virus, and so all the infected people were already confined down here. And I really did it. I eliminated all the infected people, and that's great. Now, I just need to finish exploring the hospital, and finally I'll just have to wait for Mikey so that together we can become immune using the antidotes, and never have the chance to be infected by viruses like that again. It was really a big and scary adventure today, and that's amazing. Now guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching another video on the channel. I really hope to see you in the next videos on the channel. Goodbye.